In this video, I'm going to show you how to update the meeting type in HubSpot using Zapier. Hi, my name is Ryan Schweihart, founder of Whole Heart Impact, where I help organizations consolidate their client operations into HubSpot. Today's Winsight or Wholehearted Insight should be pretty quick. Let's dive in. What we have displayed here is a deal in HubSpot in my demo portal. And the fact that it's a deal doesn't really matter. We're focused on the meeting itself. So we have a meeting here. We went ahead and logged the meeting in this situation. Whenever you click on the title of the meeting, you can expand it. You see that there's a meeting type available here. Here you can select, in this case, awesome meeting or boring meeting. What we want to do in this example is change boring meeting to awesome meeting, because we realized after the fact it was actually an awesome meeting. So here we are in Zapier. We have the API request beta step. So have HubSpot as your app. And then in the options for the action, go ahead and scroll down and select API request beta. You're going to want to select patch for the HTTP method. And then for the URL, here's the syntax. Go ahead and pause the video if you need and update it there. And then this last number is the engagement ID. So that'll be important. I'll show you how to get that in just a second. And then we have our body that's being sent in the request, and then the request header. So let's go ahead and retest the step. And then whenever I refresh this page, we will see that our meeting is now an awesome meeting. So I kind of walked through the configuration, but one thing that I do want to point out is the additional request headers, content-type, and then application/JSON. That's something I kind of forget oftentimes, and so then it will error. And it does use the request or the login information for your HubSpot connection within Zapier, so you don't have to put in any sort of authorization. It automatically handles the authorization. And then in the body, you can pause this and type it in here. But basically, we're looking to update the HubSpot activity type, which is HS underscore activity underscore type. And then you'll put in the type of activity or meeting that you want to change it to. For this engagement ID, you can use it from a previous step if you know what that is, or if you're creating it in a previous step, creating meeting, and then you want to update the type of that meeting, you'd use that record ID from the previous step and map it that way so it's dynamic. In this manual example, it's like, where did that meeting ID come from? If you go to Actions and copy link, and then essentially open a new tab, I'm sure there's other good ways to do it. But whenever you do open the new tab in the URL, it'll give you the engagement ID. Just grab that ID, and that's essentially a way to get the meeting ID. The last thing I'll point out is in the HubSpot developer documentation. This is where I found, this information. And so I was in the API piece and CRM engagements, meetings down here, and then on the right, you can find the update step here. And so this is essentially where the information, the syntax was gathered to be able to make sure I was able to update the meeting itself. One other thing to point out is the meetings guide here. So this gives you more information about the properties that are in the meetings in HubSpot. And so this is where I found the HubSpot activity type and how do you update those activity types in HubSpot. If you go to your settings, hitting the gear icon in the top right, you'd think it might be in the properties section, but it's really not. It's down here in this tools section, specifically meetings. So whenever you select that, there's this track call, and meeting types. Whenever you click edit options, it gives you the ability to update or add more types. one thing that ran into whenever I was doing some of this initial testing is previously there were spaces in awesome meeting and boring meeting. I'm not sure if that was the exact reason for some of the errors that I was receiving. It was just saying we were having an issue processing this request or something. And so whenever I put that underscore in there, it worked. But I also created a new meeting at the same time. So I'm not sure if that was the exact issue, but just something to keep in mind that it may not allow spaces if you're having trouble. I'll wrap it up there. Let me know if you have any questions or other ideas. Appreciate your time. Bye for now.